Good afternoon. I'm Boy. I'll just give you a very exciting story about my experience, and in the process, I'll tell you about my business. So I started off sitting in events like this, and I was so pumped up, I thought I could conquer the world. I actually started off wanting to be a pilot, but I didn't have money to take myself through piloting school. So someone told me if you run your own business and you sell it or you exit, you have enough money, and you can do everything you want. So I got interested in entrepreneurship. And I met a senior who had gone through MEST, and he was so eloquent, and he was talking about amazing things. I'm like, hey, let me get through MEST. I can probably build a company and do well. So I spent 2 years in MEST whilst I was doing my MPhil in agric engineering, machine systems specifically. And by the time I graduated MEST, I'd also graduated my MPhil. And I started a business. As a church boy, I started a business in church. So church payments, with my co-founders, and we ran it for close to 6 years. And it grew and it's really running well. We have a new CEO. But I'd always wanted to connect my tech experience with my agricultural machine system experience. And a lot of people in the tech space didn't know I was trained as an agricultural engineer because I was talking tech, church payment, fintech. So when I finally noticed how we could connect actually fintech and agriculture and technology, I decided to attack some of the biggest problems. So the bigger problem my co-founders in Growforme and I saw was that farmers were not having the financing they need to grow large-scale farms. Because we did a trip from Accra to Nigeria on bamboo bicycles. It took us 5 days to cycle across Ghana, Togo, Benin, Badagry, then to Nigeria. And we saw vast amounts of land. And like, how come food is expensive in this continent? It doesn't make sense. So we built our platform to raise funding from individuals to finance farmers to double their farms. Now, after we did that, we saw that, yes, farmers could double their farms, but there was a problem. The problem was that you need to also prepare a ready market for the harvest. So it's an interesting journey, making money to go to piloting school, training in MEST, going to do financing for farmers, then realizing that you also need to organize the market so that when farmers harvest, you can sell and get your money back. And that's what got us into Growforme's commodity trading. So at Growforme, we are two things. We are a commodity and input financing company first, meaning we finance commodity aggregation and finance crop production. So commodity and input financing. And we are also a commodity trading company, meaning when we purchase these commodities, we trade them. In other sense, we sell them. Now, to bring this back down to the level we are on, when you are eating a plate of rice, the rice did not just come from the shop you bought it from. The rice might have been grown about 15 hours away from you in a town called Fumbisi in the upper north, or far east, somewhere in Volta region. And the rice you ate may have come from one bag from a farmer somewhere you never know. And the farmer will sell it to someone we call an aggregator. The aggregator will buy from maybe 20 other farmers. And when they buy those bags, it will go into a milling center. It will be milled, becomes nice, and it will be bagged in a foreign bag. You see the Chicago rice, but it's Ghana rice. Then it will come to Accra, and then it will be sold by a distributor to your local rice seller or your local retailer. And that's where you go and buy the rice from to cook. So see the journey your rice took. Now, our technology now enables every farmer to go to any warehouse we have on our platform and sell those 2 bags and get paid instantly. And from there, it goes to the processor, which then comes to you. So commodity aggregation and trading, alongside input financing, I have come to find is really the bedrock for us to break free from the problems we have as a continent. Because you can't talk about development as a country when you can't feed yourself. And when you have to make excuses as a country that because of war in Ukraine, you cannot have all the food you need. So as a country, we must first begin to organize what we eat. Let me put it in perspective or in numbers. Generally in Africa, 30% of what we produce gets wasted. Meaning when a farmer farms 10 bags of maize, 3 of them will get rotten or go waste. In Nigeria, and I heard this from one of the ministers of planning and infrastructure, it's 60%. So out of the 10 bags of maize, 6 of them go waste. So it's very easy to solve our food problem by first organizing aggregation very well. making it possible that every grain or every food produced can well be aggregated properly and then supplied to the right markets. So I want to end up by what you can do yourself. You see this number on my shirt, it's star 800 flipped over star 0088 hash. Right now, almost everybody in Ghana says they don't have money, but at least you may have some 200 or some 400 or 1,000 cedis somewhere. I want to give you an opportunity to be part of change makers. I want you to buy the farmer's harvest by either subscribing to trade on our platform. On option number 2, you see commodity trade. If you fund a bag of maize, soybean, or cocoa, what it means is that your money will be used to buy the harvest and then sold off to processors or exporters, and then you make a margin, typically between 5 to 30%. And that is how you can become a change player, because a lot of you would never have time to farm. Or if you don't want to trade, you can farm. You can farm from the comforts of your home or your phone by simply dialing star 800 once again, 008 hash, and selecting option number 1. And over there, with just 240 cedis, you can fund 1/8 of an acre or half a plot of maize. So I have 2 minutes left before I leave this stage. I want to do an exercise. Everyone, take your phone. Everyone, take your phone. And please just dial this code. I want you to dial this code right now. And as you dial it, what you're doing is that you are becoming part of the change makers. You are solving our problem at the very basics. By the way, it works on Yam's phone, so don't say you have Yam, it works. Okay, so thank you very much for having me here, and I hope my story has inspired you, and I look forward to seeing you being part of the change. Thank you.